I'm being truthful, this is how every video starts for me, because this matters so much for me. This as in what I'm doing, why I'm here on earth, here and alive, here to connect with people, here to share. And so it actually takes a lot of, what's the word? Courage, no. Energy, like not so, it takes a lot of me. I'm sharing a lot of myself when I show up like this, because these are things that I deeply believe in and have lived and have seen other people's lives get better by. So, you know, this is something that I don't want to say it's not easy. It's not that it's difficult, but it's real. It's real. And I don't care anymore. In the sense that I don't care how I look. I just need to let this come through, because this is important to me and for other people. This is a video that I've been thinking about making for a while now. But how do you make a video when you feel like you can't even find the words? Today, I want to speak about what I've learned after being sober for a year. I mean, I've had a year of years this past year in 2025, and I've had so many changes. My diet has been different. I was 100% vegan, high raw vegan for the first time in my entire life. I moved about, locations 3 times, but homes 5 times. I have lived so many different versions of myself. I have changed the way I think and what I care about and how I show up in this world and how I create. And a big part of my being able to do this is being sober. No alcohol, no weed, no substances of any other sort. However, it's not that this year hasn't been fun, and it's not that this year hasn't been psychedelic, because I have had some trippy experiences here, throughout my whole energetic body, my physical body, everything sober. So why does this matter? What's important here? Alcohol, spirits. Why do we call it spirits? Everyone says, when I drink alcohol, I become a different person. I can't believe I even did that. I don't remember doing that. Who was that? I'm so embarrassed. The anxiety, that feeling of guilt, of remorse the next morning. Why do we do it to ourselves? When you consume, and I'm going to talk about mainly alcohol here in terms of being sober. Although I was sober to everything last year, it's in regards to alcohol specifically. I used to be your girl. Hit me up Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe Tuesday. Margarita Mondays, Taco Tuesdays, let's do it, let's go. A little bit of weed on the way, let's do it, why not? And I was not myself. I've always felt this version of me within, who is sacred and soft and kind and is looking to really help the world. But she was hidden. She was underneath layers of toxicity and of density. I couldn't find her. I couldn't connect with her. So how I was living, I wasn't living as my true self. 3 years ago, I started an Instagram account because I wanted to share more about holistic health and my lifestyle. And the account that I started was actually my account that I'm currently using, but I started it off as a smaller scale account just to share nature, share what I find beautiful, and then seeing how it would evolve from there. I was so anxious and so nervous about the feeling of other people watching me, of people from high school, people from my past, people that I used to work with, people that I don't know anymore, ex-friends, ex-partners, ex-everything. And one night I smoked weed. I was high with my boyfriend at the time, and I thought to myself, let me just post this cute photo. And I posted it, and I absolutely spiraled. My mind went crazy. I was like, oh my gosh. I was genuinely, I felt like I was gonna have a heart attack, because your nervous system has no baseline. when you ingest alcohol and weed and other substances. You completely screw up the calibration of your nervous system, of your cognitive abilities, of your ability to properly risk assess, to build relationships with people, to show up in the world as yourself. You're not functional. And I know that there's high functioning alcoholics and high functioning people that are addicted to certain substances, but I'm talking over a long period of time, and I'm talking about operating from a place of nervous system safety. I spiraled from one Instagram post, and here's the thing: posting yourself and stepping out into the world and whatever platform you have, if you're an artist, if you're a creator, if you're a business owner, is always going to have a level of being stretched with this new level of visibility. But that level, that reaction I had was not safe, and it didn't allow me to grow. The way you live your life when you have alcohol as a crutch is very different when you don't even think twice about it existing. How many people, when you get the slightest tinge of anxiety or nervousness or fear or guilt or disconnection or misunderstanding, oh, come on, let's just go to the bar. Oh, let's just go. You don't want to go? Come on, just hang. Don't be like that. And then you get peer pressured into doing it because everybody uses it as a crutch. The thing about alcohol is you don't experience real life. You don't experience feeling the full spectrum of your emotions with having no outlet other than sitting with them, other than just crying, screaming, raging, and then letting it pass, letting the wave move through your body. Because that's what you deserve. You don't deserve to stifle your emotions underneath something so dark. Evil, is that the word? I don't want to say that all alcohol is evil per se in and of itself, but the spirits that are associated with the majority of alcohol that is created carries something that infects your system, infects your soul and your body. And you're not feeling what it feels like to be you. I know that there's so many things that you want to do in life. You want to build a business. You want to be a creator. You want to leave your toxic job, your toxic relationships, friendships. You want to start your life new. You will be able to do that from a place of being your true self. And you drinking multiple times a week, you getting drunk, even weekly, is not going to help you. It's going to take away from you. It's going to stifle your process. It's going to prolong your process. And every time you reach these certain thresholds of emotions and of initiations that you need to pass in order to move forward on your life, every time you reach for alcohol or drugs, you're just pushing that down the road and you will never get there. I don't want to say never. I don't like to speak in absolutes at all, if you haven't noticed. I like to add nuance and contrast to everything. But by and large, the way most people are using alcohol is not productive. It is to quell, to stifle, to ignore emotions. And you realize this as someone when you walk in the world very sober and you quickly see how fast other people reach for a drink and they don't even realize what the trigger was. But being around certain family and friends that drink and seeing their patterns and seeing how they and what causes them to reach for it, becomes very clear. We are not used to sitting with the things that hurt, the things that are heavy, the things that bring us to our knees. It's okay. We need to be brought to our knees. Yes, let yourself go there. Let yourself feel it all. Yes, it's okay. You can do that. You can cry. You can scream. Be held by the earth. Be held by yourself. There's a version of you that is strong enough to get through anything, to hold yourself, give yourself a hug. There's people around you that will catch you. But we have to be honest with ourselves in admitting that alcohol is not furthering, in a broad sense, any concerning of the issues with the world and with ourselves. In addition, when you drink alcohol, let's talk about now when you're drunk. This is just alcohol as a whole having in your life. But when you are drunk, we all know you are not. It's like we can get into what really goes on, but just keeping it, very simple and plain. You are not yourself. You might go home with somebody, give your body, your spirit away to somebody that does not deserve you. Being in this state of mind, you will consume things that will have you retching the next morning. In this state of mind, you will say things, you will lash out at people you love, you will potentially ruin really great connections with people that matter to you being drunk. How is this helping your life? Because you get 30 minutes or 1 hour not thinking about this problem that you need to address. And then you have to spend the next few days physically recovering, but also doing the mental recovery, the social recovery. Why do we need this? You will not need alcohol, and you will not reach for alcohol when you teach your body over time, over multiple exposures, that it is okay and it's safe to feel. We're so afraid to feel because it's scary, because this world isn't built for us to feel. But when we allow ourselves to feel, we allow ourselves to be real and true, and to connect with someone else that is going through something very similar, and to change our lives for the better. And a substance like alcohol and others is very addictive, not just physically, but the state of mind is addictive. The pushing down of what you don't want to see is addictive. So it's going to be tough at first. But something that made being sober very easy for me was starting the same year off that I decided to go a year with no alcohol, no substances, would be the same year that I went vegan and began my year with a 28-day fast. A fast of that sort can seriously rewire your entire system. Your taste buds will change. Your gut microbiome will change. How you think about foods will change. You'll learn what it feels like to be nourished. And so it is, if you really genuinely want to change your life, and if you want to go sober, coupling going sober at the same time as a fast of some sort, whether it's a fruit fast, all solid fruits, whether it's a juice fast, whether it's liquids of all sorts, water fasting is great, because you are tackling multiple things at once. You're kind of shocking the system. So yes, you're going to have a come down and withdrawal of alcohol and drugs, but at the same time, you're also metabolizing that same experience with foods that don't align. And then when you refeed, when you refuel your body after this fast, you will teach it from ground zero what to crave, what to love, what to ask for, what to thrive on. And this is why I am so passionate about fasting as a tool, fasting as a practice, fasting as a normal part of life for us humans, because I've seen what it can do, and I've experienced myself how it can actually change your life. And fasting is not easy. That's not to say that go on a 40-day fast. I'm not saying that that's an easy thing to do. Far from. It's going to be one of the more difficult things you do in your life, for the first time at least, and especially. But with the right tools, with the right support, with the right guidance even perhaps, you can have a fasting experience that will change your life. You won't recognize yourself. And that's the goal, right? We're all living lives that we're not happy in. So it would be a great thing to go into something, into an experience, a journey, a challenge, and to come out the other side not recognizing who you were at the beginning. I hope there was some thread of cohesion in that share, some thread of sense-making and of understanding of why I feel so strongly about this, why this matters so much, is because I see the potential in every person who wants to change their life and change themselves. I see it in you, because I can so easily tap back in to feel the girl, the young woman I was before I really changed my life, and how lost I was, what my thoughts were every day, how I went to bed every night in darkness, so misaligned, living lies, and that's no place to live. That's not a happy place to live, but it's also not a place where you can make real change in this world. And so I just want to breathe this message into you. You can change your life. You are health. You are worthy. You can heal. You will heal. You're worthy of the utmost love. You're worthy of all of your desires. And all you have to do is decide, is feel this message, feel how true this is, how much love you can hold, how much love is waiting for you, because there's no scarcity of love in this world. There's only more. Love only multiplies exponentially. So I leave today with the message of everything is possible. Everything can change, and you deserve to live this life as the healthiest and happiest version of yourself. With peace and love, I hope you really take this message for you, for yourself. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for being open to this, for being open to a new way of life. Wish you a beautiful day, evening, or night.